You guys load it up, reload it, whatever you have to do. Looks like we're live. 0 dropped frames. I like that. Let me bring up this over here. So just in case you guys are saying things, I don't have the chat window on the stream, but I've got it off to the side in case people want to use it for some reason. Anyways,
that's fine.
Let's see the things that I left off on here. I have a force sword in my inventory. I also have a force knife that I'm going to hand off to someone else. Okay, I need to go back into this town real quick and check to see if it has something better than that force sword, because when it comes to bosses, I like to use swords. Everything else, I use needles. Because needles are the better weapon for, like, the majority of the... Wow. Well, there's no sword there. I also have, like, no money. What am I doing? Oh, well. Okay. So, we just went through this castle to get a pendant that we needed to make traveling a lot faster. At least when it comes to going between worlds. Yay for enemies. I don't care about doing things that normally I would bother to give targets, but nah, I don't care right now. I just want to get moving. That's effective. Yes, that's right. Use Guy Rest to heal when nobody is damaged. Way to go, Dryads. This should be good.
So when is everything going to go to shit?
What do you mean? In what context are you trying to say that?
I don't know.
I don't either. The question doesn't make much sense to me, so...
Like, clearly, if you're about to finish the second gen, like, shit's going to get real at some point.
Oh, okay. Well, things kind of have been already. I mean, okay, so in first generation, it's really just you're chasing after the person your main character wanted to marry. But as it turns out, you're given a choice between two people at the end. The person you were chasing after and the person you were originally intended to marry in the first place. Before you found an amnesiac lying on the side of the river. Because that's how much of a complete and utter bastard your main character is to begin with. Let's see. Yeah. That works. And so there's not a whole lot going on there other than throwing out a world that's not supposed to be frozen in comparison to the one that is supposed to be frozen, which is where we're at right now.
See.
You get to the second generation, and, you know, all of a sudden you're being besieged by who is apparently the general of the opposing army. That is to say, if you choose to marry Lena, then the opposing general is this loon guy who is sending monsters after you. And if you choose to marry Maya, then the opposing general is Siren, who is, in fact, a robot, and he's sending other robots after you. So, that's what we're at right now. We're going after Loon. And what's really hilarious is that we actually had enemies. This guy, Ryan, with the really awesome sunglasses, was originally thinking that we were the enemy. And then Loon shows up and laughs in our faces, etc., etc., and then Ryan realizes, oh, you're not the enemy. So, yeah, good job, Loon.
Right, future Freddie Mercury and all that.
You were around for that, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
So, what we're doing now is we are going to go and try and do something about Loon.
And I still cannot get over the fact that there are soldiers wandering around in bikinis in the middle of a frozen wasteland.
It's the style. It's a lot more effective to actually fight all of these battles than it is to try to run, because running is definitely not something that works like more than half the time. And considering that no attacks can miss, you might as well just try to kill things as fast as possible. There's our destination. So last time we picked up Leia's Pendant. Leia's Pendant allows us to use the Leia Palaces that are scattered around the edges of the worlds to basically go directly to the adjacent world without having to go through a tunnel. So all of those caverns that we had to go through up till now to go places are a thing of the past. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
Also, those birds are kind of fucking annoying.
Yes. This is the third iteration of these birds that we've had to fight. Buzz gulls, lash gulls, and hack gulls. So now that we're here and we have Leia's Pendant, we just walk up to here. Leia's Pendant glows, and then it looks like we haven't gone anywhere, but we exit. And suddenly we're somewhere else entirely. Really effective for getting around.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, hang on. Where the hell am I? Let's find out. That tells me abso-frickin' nothing. The maps aren't very detailed when you use the monitor. I'm probably going the wrong direction. Oh, good. These enemies are not very strong. Yes, Leia, gain all the levels you want. It won't matter. You will be level 1 again soon. Alright, let's see. No, you know what? I do have to go over there. Because I'm pretty sure my destination is on that kind of island-looking thing. I mean, I know that these Ryads are using attacks that are chosen at random. But when you surprise me, you shouldn't bother with Gyres. It really serves no purpose. Not that you could hurt me, almost. I mean, pretty sure I'm a lot stronger, but... Considering that those guys were... a row of 6 of them were in front of the final boss of the first generation, so... We're near the end of the second generation. Okay, there is a bridge. That's good. Okay, and there... Okay, I see. That's how we would get back over. But we want this town over here. This town over here is where we can get our transportation to the final dungeon, which isn't very big. What's this place called again? Erone. Let's heal up. And we'll go ahead and save. Alright, let's see here. That's an armor shop. Wonder what they've got in there. Let's see how much of this will break my bank. Yep, that's pretty bad. I am not grinding for all this shit. Not at all. Forget that. There was only like 2 times in the entire game that I was actually grinding for money. And yeah, not gonna do it. That stuff is far too expensive. Not worth it. Okay, let's go and get a bunch of healing items, because why not? Oh wait, hang on, I need the technique distribution shop. Where is that? I want to redistribute my techniques. That is not it. Is it over here? Please tell me it's over here. Yes! Excellent. The great thing about this game is that your techniques get stronger over time, and you can make them even stronger by stealing power from your other techniques. So let's make Mayu's Rest stronger. Yeah. Let's make Mayu's... let's make her fan be stronger. Alright, let's distribute Ren's techniques to make Zan the strongest, so that way he can affect an entire row! And Ren's time text to make Nur the strongest. We'll do the same thing for Ryan's Nur. And finally Leia. She has heal and order text, so let's make her Guy Rest the strongest. And finally, let's see, I chose Fanby for Mayu, so let's choose Shu for Leia. Alright, what do my techniques look like right now? You don't have any. 16 for rest. That means that I can full heal anybody from 1. Zon 15, that's good. 18 for Nur, and finally a 22 Guy Rest, which is great, because it basically heals everybody for like half their HP. Well, not everybody. Ren has a... Wait, I just realized Ryan is taller than Ren. Man, that guy must be huge. Take our rocket shuttle to reach distant Dahlia. Follow the path east to find the shuttle. And what do you say? Go east on this path to see the real Alyssa 3. Yeah. The real Alyssa 3. Pretty sure the shuttle is over here. Yay for taking off. The real Alyssa 3. Yep. It's a spaceship. And guess what? We're approaching the satellite. It was a spaceship too! I really like the music in here. Oh good. Pink Root. The counterpart to the blue route. So much experience. Hmm?
These enemies still look fucking weird.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to. Also, I'm pretty sure the big distorted pink thing is called Secundus, which is, like, the palette swap of Primus. Guess where they got that name from? I tell you, the names for the enemies in this are just really weird. I mean, some of them make sense. Yeah, that's a harpy. That makes sense. But, I mean... then they come up with things like Hoplas and Leaplas. I mean, that's almost as bad as a Pokemon.
The better question is, what are harpies doing on a space station?
I don't know. I know. Better question, why wouldn't harpies be on a space station?
True.
I love it when they use very ineffective attacks.
Maybe they just want to fly around and claw people's faces off in peace in space.
Yeah.
Can you fault
See?
them for that?
No, of course not. Ah, treasure chests. A force crown. Force gear. Let's see, you got the force crown. And you got the force gear, so let's hand that off. Wow, you didn't actually have anything on your head before now. Why did I never get you headgear? Huh. Okay. Anyways, so our opponent is over there. This dungeon does not have any enemies. Except for the boss. The question is, why doesn't it have any enemies except for the boss? Okay, that's everybody full healed. Let's do my re-equipping. Force sword. And let's hand off my Laconian needles. And let's equip Leia's bow again. Yeah, it's weaker, but I don't care. And we'll hand off the laser bow. And I think that's all I want to do with items. Pretty sure that's it, yeah. Alright. Hi, Loon. So Arachio sealed him on this artificial satellite 1,000 years ago. He's looking pretty good for 1,000 years. Oh, cryogenics. And then he attacks. With a boomerang. Not much I can do there, so let's go ahead and... Fanby Nile. We'll use Zen on that first row. Nur on Mayu, and Leia will use Shu on herself because she has the weakest defense of all of us.
Ah, now everything makes sense. We're actually in space Australia.
Yes. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt. Let's see, let's use Gyres. Ryan, use Nur on Leia. Let's use another Zan across the board there. Bayou, use Fanby on Nile again. And attack there. Okay, Fanby went. Gyres, we are back to full health. Come on, Ren, take out that front row. I just need to take out those two on the right. Stupid clicks. They're the ones that are keeping me from hitting Loon in the back row. The clicks on the right side. Okay, once again. Fanby on Nile again, because we want him to do the most damage. Nur on Nile this time. No, actually, let's change that. Nur on Ren. And another Gyres. Oh good, the music changed to be the "you're going to win" music. And that happened. Thank you, Nile, for moving faster than Ren. Jeez. And he has nothing protecting him anymore, so... Oops, Leia. Just in case, we'll use Gyres. And... You know what? Screw it. Ryan, attack. Ren, just attack. Because he has a cannon. If I just have everyone attack... No, hang on. Except for Leia, because Leia has a weak attack. Well, Nile does the most damage out of all of us, with Fanby cast on him twice. And once again, we will use Gyres. And it doesn't matter, I can just do this. Oh, come on. Why did that happen? Okay, whatever. Hang on, Leia. Gyres again. He attacked physically. What? Come on. Wow, he has a lot of health. And then Leia goes first with the Gyres that we didn't need. I don't understand sometimes. Oh good. His physical attack is really weak.
Yeah, like, for all this nonsense, Judas being, like, really ineffectual.
Well, you would think that having that boomerang in his hand, he would hit everybody with his physical attack, but the game isn't designed for that. The only things that can attack the entire party are techniques. Basically the game's magic. And I won. Surprised that you don't just kill me. Leia's pendant! And I like this. Leia's pendant. You must be Leia's little sister! How do you get that?
Huh?
That doesn't make any sense to come to that conclusion. And then suddenly seeing that, and now he doesn't want to fight. Well, war's over. Recalls his army, he's at peace, Nile's quest has ended. Threat from Loon's monster armies is over. And now, remember, we saved his sister. We rescued Alara from Divisia's dungeon. While we were going through the dungeon to get to the southern part of the entire place. We had to go through the dungeon to get from the northeastern side of that world to the rest of the world. That makes sense. And now we have a tough choice because both Alara and Leia wish to marry you. So, weirdo that's been asleep for, thousands of years because she's the little sister of who should have been considered your sworn enemy, or also the sister of your sworn enemy who also was in cryogenic sleep for 1,000 years. What? The weird...
I would probably pick the one who actually was a useful healer to us.
Well, the problem with that is that either way, you start with 4 party members. If you the one you choose, because basically, if you choose to marry Alara, then your 4th party member that comes with you is the daughter of Loon, who comes with his slicer, and it's also a lot faster in comparison to marrying Leia, who you start out with, your children are twins, and one of them will come with her bow, and her techniques are bugs. her techniques won't grow properly until she gets to like level 40 something. So, and either way, taking Alaire, who is weird because she has 5 letters in her name, where everybody else has 4, you'll notice, is the faster quest out of the two. Because you'll start in the satellite that you're in already, and you have to get down to the dungeon there to get something before you leave. Whereas if you choose to marry Leia, you have to make your way back to the satellite to get into the dungeon and get your 5th party member, whereas you start with the person you'd be going for if you marry Alaire, and you're right next to that dungeon. It's really... It's semantics, I'll be honest with you. So, I can't see. Who else in the call right now?
Technically, Hisame's here, but she's being completely quiet.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Oh, I could barely hear her just now.
Yeah, I can't hear her over the game's music.
Go for Lair or Phantasy.
Which one? Who'd she say?
Yeah, she said go. She said go for the sister of the dude you just murdered.
We didn't kill him. He's still alive.
Okay. Well, we figured you murdered.
We killed his spirit, and that's why he's not attacking anymore.
Yeah, that's right. We killed his
Okay.
to fight.
Oh, good. And Alaire's like, I was starting to think you'd never ask. Okay, we've known you for like 5 minutes, but okay. King of the Moon, Dahlia. Peace settled over the Alyssa 3. They had a son named Aaron, Loon married, and had a daughter named Kara. Then she became Supergirl. So yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah, it was. So, we look out the window of our moon thing, and look, there's another spaceship. And then our spaceship destroys it! Apparently we're firing at each other, and then we destroyed the other one. Yay! Because that makes sense. So, Kara decides to come with us. And I will say there's 2 versions of Kara. There's Princess Kara and there's Warrior Kara. And Princess Kara is the better one because she has healing techniques. So, here's our party. Level 1 Kara has 18 HP.
Rip.
But she also gains levels really, really fast. And she comes with Loon Slicer and weak techniques.
Oh hey, we get to take.
But hey, take a look. But take a look. Our main character finally has technique points, and he comes with healing techs. We have 3 healers right now.
Hooray.
Because that's not overpowered. Anyways, what did we start with? We started with a better sword than I used to fight Loon.
Sure, seems legit.
I'm giving my needles back to Aaron. Sure, it makes him weaker, but it makes him hit, like, up to 5 times with each hand, depending on how many enemies there are. That's not broken. Not at all. Anyways, so we can talk to our dad and check out that mustache. Man, that's such a great mustache. It's not as good as Riz's mustache was after he got married. But I like how they make people older in this game by just giving them mustaches. Unfortunately, they don't do it to the women, too. They look exactly the same.
Can the final generation at least marry the robots?
No. There is no choice at the end of the final generation. They don't give Loon a mustache, even though he's older. Which I think is bullshit, because, you know, if he had that yellow-green mustache to go along with his hair, oh man. Actually, he kind of looks like a woman, now that I think about it.
Probably shaved.
Yeah, probably.
So, okay, well, that was the end of the second generation, and the dungeon has monsters, so I don't feel like going and doing that right now. But yeah, I told you it would only take about 30 minutes, so...
Hooray.
Alright, well, that's enough for tonight. Done now.